Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Simplistic Yoga with me, Heidi. So, I wanted to tell you what Simplistic Yoga is. It's a name that I came up with just for what I teach. And what I teach is based on Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga. I want to talk a little bit about what I think has happened with yoga in the modern age. The fitness and industry has taken kind of like control, and they focus on asanas only. And that's just one part of yoga. And asanas mean to sit, does not mean, but today it means poses. Okay. So what happens is they've taken the meditation out, they've taken the pranayama out. You can go to classes on pranayama, you can go to classes on meditation, but that's separate, that's segregation, that's separation. And in the West, we are great for separating and taking things into parts. My God, modern medicine has a body part over here and the body part over there, and the one doctor treats that part, another doctor treats that part, and there's like it's kind of what's happened to yoga. It's kind of we want one part over here, one part over there, and one part over there. We're a whole being. We're a body. We're a spirit. We're connected to the 4 elements, and we can't ignore who we are as a whole being. We can't segregate ourselves in the parts. So simplistic yoga is breaking down those parts so they are easy to understand, but bring them all together in a cohesive whole. So when you take one of my classes, you will not only do asanas, you will meditate, you will do pranayama, you will learn concentration, which is dharana. You will learn pratyayam, pratyahara. Sorry, these are not always easy to pronounce. Senses withdrawal. That means an inward, looking inward. It's an inward process. Dhyana, that is the meditation and contemplation with the mind. So you're going to learn all of this. And I will even teach you about the yamas and the niyamas. I've never heard of them before. They're basically, they're not 10 commandments, but they're 10 environmental and universal morality and self personal behavior guidelines. And I will go into them at some point. And then there's samadhi, union with the divine, which to some is the ultimate goal in yoga. In simplistic yoga, that's up to you. That's, I think we already are in union with the divine. We just have to discover that and realize that the divine lies within us. It's not outside of us. So I think we're already there. We just got to peel away the layers and realize we are part of the divine. So that's what simplistic yoga is. So I draw on all of my experiences over my life. I told you I weighed over 400 pounds. I'm now down between 200 and 300 somewhere. I don't know. I'm not weighing myself until I get back where I want to be. So, but that doesn't matter. That's has nothing to do with my ability to teach you, because I want to reach out to people like me who had no clue that they could do yoga. So I draw on from all of my experience. Even though I carried a lot of weight, I've always been a relatively active person when I could. I grew up on a dairy farm that we had just the regular bales. So I was throwing them around by the time I was 14 years old. I had a horse. I was throwing 100 pounds over my shoulder. I only did it a couple times to prove I could, but I mean, I had to lift 100 pounds anyway to get into my grain for my horses. So, I draw on that in a lot of ways because that is my foundation. I have muscular from growing up that way. So I draw on that. I draw on the Kundalini yoga that I am still learning, and I um, will be done soon with all that. And my experiences with Rama Institute, which I talked about before. I also belly danced for 4 years. I took beginner belly dance. I can teach belly dance. I taught a class to my peers in my yoga school. So that's something that definitely I will bring into because that's a goddess. Women, we're goddesses. And the belly dance is the goddess movement. Not being ashamed of your figure. If you're voluptuous, you're voluptuous. So that's and even men can belly dance. It's good for them too. So this is what my yoga is, and I did a sample. The video did not come out good. I can't dim my big light that illuminates my room. So it's often too bright, and I don't really know how to deal with that just yet. If I had a nice little, it would be perfect. I could adjust the lighting just where I wanted it. So bear with me as I get this going. There'll be times I would love to do it outside too. The weather's better, but that's what I do. So I'm going to be doing my first class that will be up for sale, and I'll have the links in the description below of all my videos where you can do that. So I'm going to run down pretty much what we're going to do so you understand what my classes is about. So we'll open with the Adi prayer. That's Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Then the protection prayer. Cat cow. Some work with the neck, side to side. There's a victory pose with fire breath. Chest press, opening. You'll have to see what that's all about. Standing windmills. Warrior pose with thumbs. This is something you might not know. Into side bends on arm, knee, either side. Wall, yes, using the wall. Sun salutations, standing prayer pose. In which that's just going into that deeper. And some goddess pose with some heart breath. Because I also took goddess to the core with Sierra Bender, who's one of my mentors who I really admire. So so that's part of my yoga too. I'm bringing some of her teaching in also. And I can't call it chair yoga. Yes, I use a chair. That's very important. And if that's where you're at, my classes, you can use the chair. I utilize the wall because you can do a lot with the wall. The sun salutations, and you can even do it with a chair. And so different times I will show you how you can do it with a wall, how you can do it with a chair. And I also use the floor. So I can't really call simplistic yoga chair yoga. It uses chair yoga, but it also uses the wall, and it also uses the floor and a yoga mat. And that's what it's all about. It's simplistic yoga really is about meeting you where your body is at right now. I've said before, I started in an easy chair, just doing and following along with the breathing, and imagining in my mind what I was doing. And that has been scientifically proven with athletes. So I hope you come along with it on this journey with me. I know it's a little repetitive video, but I wanted to redo it and hone down those points. So it's Kundalini yoga. It's multi-style yoga, drawn from Sierra Bender, goddess to the core, drawn from belly dance, drawn from my strengths as a farm girl, which is never give up. That's where that comes from. So I really hope you come along on this journey with me, because I know it will transform your life and your health, your wellness. Your wellness, the only true person who is responsible for that is you. You're the one that needs to take control of your body and your wellness, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Yeah, modern medicine can help from time to time, but the everyday, that's you. So step up to the plate, goddesses, and let's do some simplistic yoga.